Welcome in, everyone, to another session with the Second Chances. Now, before we begin, let me start, as always, with our thank yous, the first of which goes out to Critical Role, whose Wildmount setting we are using, having fun in the beautiful land of Exandria. Also, a shout-out to Critical Role, Reliquary Records, and tonight, Dungeon Glitch. We'll be using music from all three of them, and if you'd like to find any more of their music, you can do that on all the major streaming platforms. I also have links both in the details down below in the credits section of the stream, as well as in this video on the YouTube file. So with all that out of the way, the Second Chances recently left Exandria after turning in a very powerful artifact to Professor Elena Byrne-White of the Cerberus Assembly. They then headed down to Sadash for a few reasons. Roz needed to check in with a quote-unquote doctor in order to see if they could tell her anything about whether or not she potentially has Kalistari blood rot. And Leo was looking for both his sister and their friend Triv, who had went there for a missing persons case and has not turned up yet, but was reported to have been injured in some way and needed someone to come and check on her. While traveling from Exandria to Zadash, there were some ups and some downs. They met a few quirky NPCs. They ran across a group of pallid elves from Maeve's past, and they ran into an ambush set by the Myriad to teach them a lesson about consequences. The culmination of that battle, one of them, Leaf, had fallen. After the Myriad had left, trying to also leave Leo for dead, Kieran was able to pop into her magic card box to be free of her bindings and fed a potion to him, saving Leo. As everyone realized that there was nothing to be done to save Leaf, a voice called to Kieran from her card box, and when she went in to talk to Gil offered to give her one of her last two remaining wishes early if she promised that she would make more of an effort to get him the materials that he needed. She did. Using that wish, Leaf was brought back to life, albeit with a memory loss, as though he had been completely rebooted from scratch. There were vague notions and memories that Leaf could somewhat recall, but it remains yet to be seen if these memory losses are permanent or not. So where we are going to jump in tonight is with something that the players don't see. Still sore. What was that?
The characters don't see or the players don't see? You need to
Sorry. The characters. Right, the characters. Still sore for the draining battle the day before, both physically and emotionally. It's a quiet morning as the Second Chances start to pack up their tents and bedrolls and prepare the horses. But while they struggle to process their emotions and what this defeat means for them personally and as a group, their previous actions are still reverberating through the lives of those they've touched, whether directly or not. In Exandria, 3 strangers kidnapped by a madman, held against their will, a relationship now forged forever in fire, meet at a pub, raise thankful mugs and a toast to the dysfunctional group of heroes who rescued them. In Tile, far to the north as a light flurry of snowflakes dot the ground, a young boy with pointed, slightly furred ears approaches some children dancing in the snow. Wringing his hands with worry, he introduces himself. The little girl takes his hands to lead him along with them. "I like your ears," she says with a bright smile. A pub in the dwarven city of Pride's call. Runehar raises a mug, and the whole tavern cheers as he recounts the glory of the coin accord, plunging the depths of the Shattengrad ruins with Leaf and the Second Chances. Neosay gossips to a group of young women about her best friend, Kieran the Card, while Olan and Jekyll lift coin purses, of course. In Zadash, a mountain of a fighter prepares his new battle axe and inspects his armor as the group outside cheers as dangerous beasts are brought to bear against gladiators. Far cry already from his time in Eurosa. Somewhere under the shadow of a mountain, a chilled air blowing through, Clayson Duskdown pulls his cloak closer for warmth and gazes thoughtfully down at a Luxon beacon sitting near him. Sorry, hold on. Is suddenly gone?
Kanku FM's up in whispers right now.
Yeah, it was in whispers.
There you go.
I got really confused. I thought I got
My
pushed out.
apologies. In the wastes of Jorhas, Kalen smiles widely, the usual hint of sorrow at the corner of his lips gone, as he holds his arms wide and embraces an old friend. Standing awkwardly behind him, a red-haired woman who's not sure how to act is quickly embraced as a family by Kalen's friend. And in Druvenlode, a family of dwarves return home with a bundle of fresh fish. The two children excitedly talk over one another as they tell their mom about the robot fisherman and the strong shield lady. And finally, a group of worn-out and beaten brigands, led by a drow, rest at a shrine to Exandria just before a bridge. They tend to their wounds, mostly healed at this point, one of them using some of the medicine to treat an infection on another man. As they prepare to leave, one of them starts to pack the remaining medicine into his pouch. "You don't need all of that. Put it back, mate." The man replies, "Fuck that, it's free!" Before the drow kicks him in the back from atop his horse. "Don't be an asshole." The man puts it all back and climbs atop his own steed. And as they begin to ride out, the last one looks to his horse, and then to the empty one beside it where a friend of his once sat. He adds a healing potion to the shrine before catching up with his peers. Those second chances. What would you like to do from here?
Wait,
Where
what
are
day
we?
is it?
Yeah, where are we?
It is the morning after your battle. So after that battle, you traveled for about half a day, camped down for the night, which was uneventful. It is now the morning after.
How far are we to Stad?
Probably about a day's travel at this point.
Maeve is just on making sure everyone is fed and drinking and getting on the cart at this point.
Yeah, Roz is probably a little slower getting up than she normally is. She's usually crack of dawn kind of person, but a little slower getting up today probably. And but yeah, she packs up her stuff and trying to mount up on the cart.
As everyone is sort of preparing and everything, getting your bedrolls together, your tents, putting the fire out, etc. Zana is a bit further off with the horses, kind of letting them graze here in the morning, so they're not currently tied up, kind of just wandering around a bit. And as she sees everyone putting everything back into the cart, she calls Roz over.
Yeah, Roz will nod and kind of jog over.
All right. As you do, she throws a lead and a bridle to you and points over. "Go and grab that one," and begins to lead Indigo over to the cart.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Why not? Roz will
Kick you while you're down, probably.
Roz will somewhat cautiously approach this horse that is grazing, I presume.
Mm-hmm. And Celtic notices you coming, kind of lifts her head up and stares over at you.
She will go around to try to outfit the bridle on it.
Celtic lowers her head, allows you to put the bridle on.
Who's Celtic?
One of the horses.
I thought it was Indigo.
That's the one that Zana has.
Indigo is the one that Zana has. The other is Celtic.
Oh,
Yeah.
now we have more horses?
You have
We have
two.
two.
Yeah.
We have the same two. Yeah.
It's always been
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah. We Vanilla and Ivory.
Vanilla and Ivory. Yep.
Yeah, Vanilla and Ivory are currently being fetched from Eurosa to take it back to Rexentrum, but these are our other horses.
Weirdbeard.
Yeah.
Weirdbeard gifts a sub in the chat and would like to give an inspiration to Hermia to know the names of the animals for once.
Fair enough.
But yeah, she
don't
lets
name
you
animals, they're just animals.
slide the bridle on and attach the lead to her. And as you do, and just before you begin to walk, she kind of gives you a bit of a knowing nudge against your arm.
Roz, Roz healed. That's right. Roz clears her throat and she'll just take a moment to kind of pet the horse a little bit and then start walking it back over to the cart.
And as you get back there, you're able to hook everything up. I should also note, too, that this cart is a little bit smaller than the previous one. It is very, very cramped in the back. Like, we're talking, like, everyone's definitely, like, knees are, like, bumping up against one another, and you're, like, side by side in the back. Similarly, 2 people can still fit up front, but you're, like, right next to each other, and it probably only takes 1 horse to pull, but you can still set them up for them to both pull it as well.
Yeah.
But as you're getting everything set up, Zana asks if you wouldn't mind riding up front with her, and Leo, she looks to you and says, you can have the back today.
Fine.
Raz nods. Yeah, I can do my best. Not my strong suit, but I'm assuming you know what you're doing.
Oh, no, I'll still be leading them. You
Okay,
don't have
great.
to do anything. You just sit
No, that's
there.
for the best. Yeah, I'll just sit there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so you all climb into the wagon and begin your journey towards Zadash. If there's anything anybody wanted to bring up, you may, but for the most part, it's probably a pretty quiet journey.
Hey,
some point...
Hermia.
Go ahead, Leo.
What?
Look on the bright side. At least this carriage is clean.
Yeah, at least there's that.
Oh gosh.
Sometime
there's-
about noon, as the sun is reaching its highest peak, you watch, or you realize Roz as next to you, and having been in her mirror form for most of the time now, that Zana slowly shifts and changes into the red-headed ASMR. And it's a few more minutes before she looks over towards you. Are you feeling all right?
She kind of glances over at her. Yes and no.
More
physically.
no than yes, I can tell.
Yeah, physically I'm all right. That's Listen, maybe don't mention this to them, but I couldn't get my magic to work last night.
All right. I'm not versed in that sort of stuff. Has that happened before? Go ahead and make a perception check. Kieran, if you want to eavesdrop. Roslyn and Zana will make a combined stealth check.
Cool. My favorite.
You do
Sorry
not have
about this,
disadvantage.
Zana. I might
you
be
do-
dragging you down.
You do not have disadvantage on this because this isn't in relation to having armor. You're just trying to talk quietly.
Yeah, that's
Anything the armor would help.
all
clang,
right.
clang, clang, clang.
So I got a 12.
Well, luckily the average for those is above a 17. So Kieran, try as you might, you know that they're talking, but between the sounds of the carriage, the horses, and anyone else who is occasionally talking, you can't quite catch what any of it is.
She says, not since I've been here. I mean, before I came here, I didn't have magic. This has all been something kind of new for me. But, no, it's the first time since I've been here that I haven't been able to cast my spells or do any of my healing. Or I was able to do it for the horses, and then I tried again in the evening before the sun went down, and I don't know. I can't get it to work anymore.
I don't think there's much that I can do to help you with that, but I can tell you're not used to losing.
I didn't lose. I quit. And there's a difference.
There is a difference. You did everything right in that fight. But protecting isn't always about bashing people's faces in. Something that I think you realized maybe a bit too late yesterday.
She gets a very guilty look on her face and nods.
You can train and put yourself through as many drills as you want. But there is no substitution for experience. And that's not your fault. Maybe it's the fault of the people who trained you, I don't know, but you're a pretty good fighter, so probably not.
Yeah. When I was training and learning all this, I never won. My family didn't let me win, ever. Not once. From the time I started,
lose either, though, did they?
They had to stop eventually. I would just keep getting back up till they knocked me out, and then
one of them should have taught you the lesson that sometimes that's not an option.
I don't regret the choice. It was the right choice. But it's always been enough just to be tougher. And
I didn't want to run when I did. But had we all been captured and Gliss didn't do whatever it was that she did, then the old man might not have made it either. You have to know when to run. You have to know when to lay down your arms if it comes to that, if it buys you a bit more time. And you need to remind everyone in battle what their purpose is. That ambush caught us all off guard, myself included, and I know just as well as you do, but when things like that happen, we have to get everyone else focused. Not let the anger cause tunnel vision.
I know. That was my failing. These people, they use who I am against me, and I hate them.
It's only a failure if you don't learn from it, Roz. Roll me a persuasion check.
Well, we're going to start off with nat 20 tonight. 27.
Okay. There's a long pause. When I was about 18, I don't know for sure how old I am, or around there, I took a job where I made some mistakes. And I was found out, and I was arrested. And that led to me meeting Aurora. And she gestures to her form. She was kind, insightful, patient, and she saw things within me that I didn't know were there. She had a way of seeing through the facade. She seems to be struggling with how to formulate exactly what it is that she wants to say. What made Aurora unique was her ability to help people see a better version of themselves and feel like it was attainable. It's only a failure if you don't learn to grow from it.
Thank you. Something I've been thinking about since this morning.
She slowly shifts back into her mirror form.
Something I've been thinking about since this morning. After that was over, we were struggling. An ally, a hired merc, probably would have gone and assassinated that piece of shit. Collected his head for us. But
If I leave now, I can catch up to them and be back within 3 to 4 days with his head.
she laughs and shakes her head and puts a hand on her shoulder.
He flinches.
But a friend would stay when we need them. Thank you, Zana.
Keeps her eyes to the front of the road.
Takes her hand away finally and kind of goes back to just watching. Looking at as always, kind of enjoying the scenery since it's not evil.
Was there anything else that anyone wanted to speak on? Keep in mind that those of you in the back are basically crammed very tightly into the back of this wagon.
I mean, I am offering up if Luster's willing to bring anybody comfort if anybody wants it.
Okay.
Also, Maeve's willing to speak, but
Luster
others
then, throughout the trip, definitely hops from lap to lap. Whoever looks the most kind of down or kind of out of it. Just the way that, like, cats and dogs kind of come over and they can sense that, like, you know, something's wrong, and just kind of being cute. And once someone smiles, he's happy with it, and he goes on to the next person.
Leaf will be walking next to the cart and has been in just a general conversation with Maeve. And you say that Luster, your dragon, has been with you for a long time.
well, it's a little complicated. Luster's reincarnation. Some time ago, I used to have a wolf companion of Luster, and he passed away. But I've had him since a few months before I met all of you, I would say.
Understood. You are now Mother of Dragons Maeve.
Oh,
Storing data.
just one Drake, really. You used to call me Mother Maeve, though, sometimes, I think for similar reasons.
Did I?
You did. Well, Gliss, I point in the cart, started it. And you continued it.
Understood.
Maeve is also...
What's that?
Sorry, she just goes, and Maeve is just fine as well. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Mother of Dragon Maeve. Understood.
Very well. Are you...
Do I overhear this conversation?
probably-
If they're not trying to be quiet
No.
about
No.
it. Yeah.
No.
No, not sneaky.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna shift over to the side where Leaf is, and I'm gonna be like, so do you remember anything we've talked about before?
I just remember the things that you told me after everyone was quite sad.
So, and he kind of not rears back, but kind of positions himself to kind of catch Leaf. He's going to say, do you remember your sister, Reed?
Make a wisdom check, Leaf. As he says that, there's a flash in your memory banks, and all of the memories that you had prior to your most recent visit with the Wild Mother in regards to Reed come back.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I do remember Reed.
Sure,
She
look at
was
Leo.
she was my sister. She was more studious than I was. I miss her.
You have more brothers and sisters that I've seen, but Reed is the one that I've seen in our dreams.
Oh, you dream of my siblings?
Oh, right. He wouldn't know that. Our group is connected in a special way. Sometimes when we sleep, we gain a sort of vision like a dream of sometimes about each other.
Oh, that is interesting.
Mhm.
Are there many groups that have connected dreams such as this?
Not that we're aware of. Not unless the Oracle has made more groups that we're unaware of. Do you remember anything about the Oracle?
Do I, Robbie?
Not immediately, but there is a familiarity to the term. You feel like you should.
No.
Hmm.
I don't remember the Oracle. Is she connected to Melora?
Well, I believe she is the progenitor to deities like Aurora. She's the one who sent us on this quest that we're doing.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Indeed.
Why you have that tattoo? I can't remember where it's on his body.
Palm
I
of
don't
his
remember
hand.
Like, I point towards his palm.
We share similar ones. I'll show my my wrist forearm area.
I'll show my chest a little bit.
Oh, so when we started having dreams with each other, we went and got matching tattoos?
No, we got these before we. Well, I had mine way before, but all of you, we all gained them together. They're magical. They're not ink tattoos. Once we all came together.
Why would you not wait for everyone else to get their tattoo, Maeve, Mother of Dragons?
I couldn't control that. I met the Oracle once before all of you, and it seemed that's when I gained my tattoo. I did not really know all of you even existed until we were all kind of drawn together.
Oh, I understand.
It was not on purpose, I promise.
I shall watch you slyly,
S-
Maeve.
Slyly.
Ha ha ha, that was a joke.
Right.
About this time, Leaf, and Maeve as well.
Yes.
You notice off the beaten track, about 10 feet ahead of you. It's mostly plains areas from where you are right here, but there is a small cropping of trees, maybe like 4 or 5 of them, around a couple large boulders. And you notice that there are the day-old wagon tracks that go off the road from the direction of Zadash towards that outcropping.
Huh. Strange. I'll point it out to everybody. I'm not saying we need to act upon it necessarily, but
You don't see any wagon over there, and the trees and the rocks aren't big enough to where they would obscure one.
Quick, someone cast Fireball really quick.
All right, hold on. We're not the Myriad. Weird. There's no wagon.
It's about.
Can I tell like how
50
fresh the tracks are?
Make me a survival check,
You got it.
and it's about
Oh.
50 yards off of the main sort of road here.
That's just a 10 total.
1 to 3 days maybe.
Oh, okay.
It looks like the wagon basically went off the road in that direction, then probably came back onto the road and went back to Zadash.
Weird. Wonder why they would go off the road and then go back around. Is there something in the way here?
Not that I know of. I haven't been down this way in a very long time.
Leo, you with your extensive knowledge in the biz, could surmise that something might have been stashed out there.
Oh,
Could be a dead drop of some kind. if you want to keep safe, I could take Zana with me and we could sneak over and see what we could surmise while you guys keep pedaling on.
Sana, thoughts?
I can just go check it out so he doesn't hold me back.
I can keep up with you youngsters just as well as anybody
Youngsters?
else.
All right.
Keep telling
Leo.
yourself that.
It takes a moment for Roz, like, Leo, Zana, both of you go check it out.
Are you guys going to keep going or stop the wagon and wait?
No, we're not.
You said there's what's around here? What's the terrain look like?
Nothing. It is like
empty,
open
flat?
fields, yeah.
All right, yeah, no, we'll stop the wagon then.
It's all good.
We'll stop and wait.
All right. As Leo and Zana get about 30 feet away, a fireball. No. Leo and Zana, you stealth up as much as you can. I mean, again, you're out in the middle of the field. If somebody was watching you, they've already seen you. But go ahead and make a perception check. Make sure that there are no dangers. Ugh, not great, Zana. Not great. I'm not trained in perception.
Because I did.
I'll sit next to Roz while they're going.
10 for Zana.
It's 15 plus 8.
Okay. So you head up there, looking around for any potential would-be traps, pitfalls, keeping your eyes out for any sort of potential markings, if this was myriad business for any reason or anything tangentially related to like a thieves guild. Some sort of markings would be set here, but you don't find any. What you do find back behind the rocks, there's an area between them that seems to have been dug out. There's a nice sort of hidden hole that's maybe about 3 feet deep, 3 feet wide, and then covered with some brush. Removing it, you find a chest about 2 feet long and a foot deep. Foot wide, or 2 feet wide and then a foot long, a foot deep. That's hidden in there. It seems to look pretty new. What would you like to do?
Is it locked?
Check for traps.
Check to see if it's locked, and notice that the locking mechanism on it is broken.
Sus.
Very sus.
Zana, back up. I don't want you to get blown up if I open this.
He steps
Maybe-
back.
Maybe.
Okay.
And
I'm up
I
there.
open it up.
Open it up. There's a pretty decent amount of gold in there, somewhere between maybe 200 to 400. You notice some ink vials in what looks to be like very, very fancy looking containers, like more expensive than like the stuff your potions come in. Sheafs and sheafs of paper that are very soft, almost silk-like to the touch. And there's a book. Well, you also notice on the top of the chest, like the lid inside when you open it, there's an embossed patch that says, "Property of the invulnerable vagrant. If found, please return."
Mm.
This is someone's shit.
Well, it looks
Yeah,
like it.
ours.
Well, of course it's someone's shit.
It's always so much shit.
Looks
Life needs
stolen.
things to live.
We leaving it or we taking it?
Well, I mean, do you know anybody named the Invulnerable Vagrant?
That's not really a name.
Well, I mean, we met the Owl Bear man up in Odessalo.
Shut
Like,
No, you didn't. Shut up.
ugh. You still don't
Neither
believe
does
us on that
Roz.
one?
Yes, Leo, I believe that you met a man in the forest who can talk to owl bears, dresses up like one, and fights monsters in the night. You got me.
So,
Like, if you were with us, you would have known. But
Leo, do you
fine.
want to take the chest or not?
Well, we should probably return it. At
She
least.
turns back towards the caravan. 50 yards is... Oh, I think that's too long, right? 50 times... Yeah, no. Can't use the telepathic stuff too far away. Just pick it up.
Okay. And I lift it out of the hole.
What's your strength? Just out of curiosity. You're not negative strength, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Oh no!
-1.
Make an athletics check for me.
Oh god.
16 minus 1.
Okay. You reach down, you grab it, you begin to lift up, and you feel in your back this tension for a moment. You put the weight more into your legs and lift up, no problem.
I've never sympathized more with Leo than I do
I
at this
know.
moment right now.
Oh, these old legs.
Yo,
I'm
youngin'.
too old for this shit.
Yep.
Zana, can you grab the other side?
Nope, you got it, tough guy. And she walks back.
Oh,
Lift with your legs, not your back.
So after about a few minutes pass, you see Zana and Leo coming back, and Leo has a chest that he's carrying.
Oh. What is that?
That
looks
is
like
a chest.
stolen goods.
Stolen goods. Okay.
Do any of you know the indomitable, or I read the thing again,
Invulnerable vagrant.
invulnerable vagrant?
Roz's eyes light up, and she goes, "Oh, I do."
You do?
No.
Sorry, but you answer usually the question no if you don't know. But it sounds like a title.
Maeve
Yes.
and Kieran make history
Yes.
checks at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yep.
I'll spin an inspo to make it at normal.
Sure.
Because I can.
I have dreamed about getting to do the top. Oh, I see it.
Oh, right. Right. Sorry. Only plus 10. Average.
Kieran?
7.
Oh, okay. Nope, neither of you have heard of it before.
No, I'm afraid not. I'm sure it's gonna be something I regret not remembering. Like my sister's lover or something like that.
That seems very specific, Maeve.
Very specific.
Did anybody want to take a look inside of the chest?
I will, yeah.
Yep, same
Wait,
thing.
I'm gonna watch over her shoulder.
Okay,
You,
but not
you
a creepy
see
way.
a bunch of gold,
Very creepy.
fancy inks and papers, and a book. Are you trained in Arcana, Maeve?
I am.
Are you looking, Hermia?
No,
Yeah. If they
Okay.
brought it over, I'm looking.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not trained, so if Hermia
right.
wants to.
So yeah, Maeve, because you do technically know magic, go ahead and make a Arcana roll at disadvantage. Hermia, you can just make a straight Arcana roll.
What about me?
Are you trained in Arcana?
Yeah.
9
you-
total.
Yes.
with
Have you recently
disadvantage.
lost your memories?
I got Arcana 19 plus 5. That's 24.
Okay. Sorry, what was yours, Maeve?
9 with a
Okay.
disadvantage.
So Hermia, you recognize everything that's in here. The inks in the paper are all actually magically infused and are used in the study of arcane magic, normally by, wizards and mage types. You're not 100% sure, but between the inks and the papers, there's maybe 1,500 to 2,000 gold worth of materials here.
Oh, wow.
And picking up and flipping through the book, you recognize this is a spell book.
Oh.
And with enough time, Hermia, and effort, you could probably use the inks and the papers and what is in this spell book to create one-time use scrolls out of the spells in the spell book. And the spells that are in there is Acid Arrow, Bark Skin, Blindness, Deafness, Cloud of Daggers, Darkness, Fireball, and Fog Cloud. But doing so would likely require you to take extensive notes, study these, and in the process, the spell book would be lost.
Oh.
The spell book? Oh
Yes.
no.
So basically, you can return this or keep the gold and create some one-use spell scrolls for yourself.
I think we should try to return this book. This is like a wizard's home or something.
Yeah.
Really personal, and yeah, if I lost something like this, I'd be freaking the fuck out.
I mean, makes sense. We'll just see if anybody in town knows who this is. Otherwise,
Plus, the invulnerable vagrant sounds like a really mean person who we would not want to get on our bad side.
Potentially, yes. Very strange name for a wizard, I have to say.
A homeless wizard?
Maybe. Either way, well, I suppose when we get to, since it was near Zadash, that would probably be, I imagine, where person would be. I guess we'll just ask around town, and if there really isn't anybody with that name, I suppose we'll figure out what to do with it after.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so you load the chest into the back, which it fits since Leaf isn't in there, otherwise somebody would have to walk. And everyone continues on their journey. As it gets into the late afternoon, just as the sun is beginning to peek back behind the horizon, the city of Zadash comes into view. You don't realize that you've had actually already been staring at it for a few moments. 3 massive towers jut up into the sky at the city's center, reaching for the clouds before the walls of the city are even within view. Those who have been through here or heard of Zadash know these as the Tri-Spires. As you get closer, you see the 15-foot-high wall forming a perimeter around the city, a fence compared to the walls of Rexentrim. You see the fields to the east and west dotted with crops and workers harvesting. The roads lead past Zadash and bring you around to the southern end of this triangle-shaped city where most of the traffic enters from. During this time, you notice the edges of the farmlands and fields are dotted with tent cities and hovel towns, as not all of the communities reside within the walls themselves. A interesting sight, of course, to you, Roz, that maybe you're starting to get a little bit more familiar with. The first thing you notice is the architecture, in the way everything rises and curves towards the street. Zadash has a mix of older Julius architecture and modern Dwendalian construction, giving this picturesque triangular city a varied and mismatched look. Even after you enter, the city seems sectioned off by more walls, wider and thicker with large archways opening beneath them. Residents and storefronts are built into these walls and the archways, and you see folks and carts atop the walls, creating multiple levels of living for the city. Those near the front and the bottom seem more destitute than others, but gradually grow in their appearance the farther into the city you travel. The much different scene from the tall, rising building faces of Rexentrim, and gives off more of a homely feel, but is nonetheless busy and bustling. You do notice just as many crowns guard on the street here as in Rexentrim, but the Righteous Brand presence seems much thinner. Zadash was the capital of the Julius Dominion before it was conquered by the Dwendalian Empire nearly 2 centuries ago, and now the city is the central crossroads of the southern region of the Empire, and a smaller sister city to the capital of Rexentrim. It accommodates heavy traffic through its winding streets, serving noble diplomats, countless trade caravans, and rushing messengers from all across western Winandir and the Menagerie Coast. The city's ruling class is composed of powerful merchant lords and ladies who oversee the guilds that control the markets throughout the city. Zadash is a bastion of law, civilization, and military might here in the Morrow Valley, whose small townships often escape imperial scrutiny. So, now that you are here in the city of Zadash, what would you like to do, Second Chances?
Is it morning or nighttime?
It's getting to be about nighttime. Now that you're in here, dusk is just starting to settle in.
Well, I think we'll find a place to huddle up. I did want to kind of talk with everyone once we get our rooms in the tavern settled, if that was all right.
Yeah, that's fine. We need to find a place to stable the horses first, and
Also, I wouldn't leave the chest like out.
yeah.
I don't know.
I
Cover with a
suppose-
blanket.
Well, like it's not locked. We need like a lock or something. Or we're gonna leave it out here.
Or I suppose someone can take it to their room.
Right.
Yeah.
I can help with that. That's fine.
All right.
She'll grab it. I have an 11 in strength. Do I get to lift it?
Yes. With the
Okay.
vigor of youth on your side, you easily lift the
Sure.
chest from outside the back of the cart, and Zana shoots a glance towards Leo and just smiles.
Ow.
I had
There's no
people do my
straw.
work for me, Zana. I'm sorry.
So, why don't two of you give me an investigation check to see if you can find an inn around here? We'll say that as you were entering, if you wanted to, there was sort of stables and places to keep carts and horses just outside town. Or you could take the cart in with you and see if you could find some place that had a little bit better accommodations that you could have easier access to them if you'd like. It's up to you.
I can help with investigation.
I got an 18 plus 5.
I don't know if I'll do better than that because then I get +1. I just have advantage.
I think we would probably just stable the horses outside with the cart.
Okay.
14.
If that's the case, then we'll say, I mean, not sure how long you'll be here, but we'll say that you give someone give over 5 gold, and regardless of how long you stay, that covers the stabling of the horses and the upkeep of the cart.
We'll drop it out of the party loot.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, our party loot ends in 4. I hate this. No, 89. It's
With
fine.
your investigation checks, you spot a tavern and an inn by the name of the Coral Jug. It has a floral exterior, a bulky building, and once you enter, you see right in the center of it, only about maybe 10, 15 feet wide, a sandy sparring circle and a sign that hangs above it that says, "Play nice now."
That's weird.
Behind the bar, as you enter, who just kind of looks up and gives you a wave and a kind smile, is a elf with a odd sort of almost Y-shaped eyebrows. Got a little bit of like a unibrow going on there. And goes back to just kind of like cleaning down the bar as you do. There's a few other patrons in here. It's not quite as lively as you would have thought at this hour of the night with as bustling as the streets were.
I walk up to the counter and... How many rooms do you have available?
If you're looking for one for each of you and your traveling companions, we can accommodate that. It's a bit of a slow night today. My name is J. Lee Gracie. You can call me Jay or Gracie. How long are you looking to stay with us?
Probably on a night-by-night basis, but probably at least 2 nights.
Oh, well, if I could put you down for 2 nights, 6 gold, 5 silver a night for each of you.
Sounds good, and I just pull it out of my pocket and hand her the 6 gold. My name's Leo, by the way.
It's nice to
Nice
make
to
your
meet you.
acquaintance. Hands you room keys for each of them. If there's anything else you need, let me know. The kitchen will be open for a few more hours still. And if you so need it, as she kind of looks over towards Rosalind, the bigger and more imposing of all of you, most patrons around here are up for a match or 2. We do charge 5 silver per use. Got to make a little bit of a living here.
Oh, for the fight pit?
And that's when you notice next to the fight pit, there's also like a little bucket that just sort of hangs there and has like a gold piece like painted on it.
Yeah, maybe. I'll think about it.
Do you
Not
guys
her
bet
usual
on
like
this?
super excited.
Well, maybe in a day or so you'll be ready to go at it.
Yep. Sorry, what was that, Leo?
Do you guys bet on the fights, or...?
Some of the patrons do, yes. We just basically, in order to use it, usually to settle things, we make people toss some money in. One of 2 things happens. We get a little extra coin on the side, or they decide that their beef isn't really worth it.
Rod seems to give a kind of sage nod as if she's seen many fist fights that usually just end with, yeah, actually, I don't want to do this.
Have you ever had familiar fights?
Oh boy.
I mean, a lot of the fights, when it's all said and done, a lot of fights honestly play out the same and feel pretty familiar, so.
Ah,
And kind of look over to Gliss.
I do too. I don't know what Gliss's reaction is.
Oh, Leafachu doesn't remember though.
Nope. I know.
Remember what?
Well, perhaps we
Okay, fair.
go ahead.
Bliss has been throughout the entire ride just very somber. So when Leo refers to her, she kind of like shakes out of it, and she's like, "Oh, right. Yeah." And I look at Leaf and see that there's no recognition. Maybe we should just rest for the night, if that's okay.
I
For
agree.
sure. For
I
sure.
I reach over and kind of cautiously, but I'll rub Gliss's back if she lets me. We'll figure it out. Maybe it could help. But let's rest for now, right?
Hi, maybe a drink and some food, like not rations, actual food. Is there? She looks at the bar, the person on the guy. Any specialties? Anything that's you recommend?
Well, we have some roasted mild venison sliders. That is a bit of our signature here. We have a thick, spicy turkey burger served with cauliflower. And if you have a bit of a sweet tooth, I make on the side snozberry brittle candy. And if you're looking for drinks, I absolutely suggest you try our blueberry doppelbock. We actually just got in recently imported from Hupperduke.
Yes, I haven't had venison in such a long time since I hunt for it.
Yeah, I think venison sliders and an ale, please. I need that in my life.
I have no data on these berries known as snozberries.
Well, we don't have the berries themselves. It's just a name for the candy. But can you eat candy?
Usually.
I can put articles of food into my body.
Did you want to try some then?
Oh, I am sorry. I do not have any coin for candy.
Well, maybe next time. Well, I'll go ahead and put those orders in for you, and she heads back into the kitchen. Leo, as you pass out the keys to everyone, you realize you don't have one for Zana as you turn to her, but realize that Zana is nowhere to be seen.
Well, that's disappointing.
I'm going to try to use my detect person on Zana.
Okay. I always get these ranges mixed up. What is the
500
range
feet to
on that one?
500 feet.
You do not detect anything.
She's been gone for a minute then.
I just kind of give a heavy sigh. It's like, she'll be back.
Yeah, she will. She always is.
I don't know where she goes.
Was Zana on the cart as we were entering Zadesh?
Yes. She was with you up until you all, as far as you are aware. The last time you remember seeing her was as you were all entering. She was in the back coming in behind you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so
Well.
you are all able to sit down for the evening and enjoy the roasted venison sliders that do have sort of a mild spiciness to them. Varying forms of drinks.
Before all that stuff happens and comes, Leaf is going to druidcraft a little just like a little ring of daisies like intertwined with their with the stems, and say, I am going to attempt to persuade you, as Leaf slides the ring over to Grace, and say, I wish to know information about the invulnerable vagrant.
You slide what over to her?
There's like a little ring of daisies.
Okay.
Kind of like
Like
a
a
really
bracelet of
horrible
flowers.
No, it's tiny. It's like a makeshift like coin.
Like a
that
ring.
is
Like could she fit it around her finger? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
perfect.
She picks it up and kind of puts it around her pinky and goes, "Oh well, aren't you a heartbreaker?" Yes, that's charming. And the invulnerable vagrant, you say?
Yes. We have something they would be looking for.
What is it, if you don't mind my asking? I'm afraid the name, nothing springs immediately to mind, but maybe I could point you in the right direction.
It's just a box full of coin and some magic parchment and a magic book. So maybe if you have a magic shop somewhere here in
Well, if you
Smash.
were looking to find the owner of the coin, I could be the invulnerable vagrant if you needed me to. But
I
would
recognize that as a joke.
maybe look around the Penta Market. That's where a lot of the shopping and some of the more fanciful wares are sold.
Thank you. You have been
course.
most helpful.
Well, I do my best.
And I slyly slide her gold.
Okay. And she, as she notices that and picks it up, she slides over towards you, Leaf. A small little, like a piece of paper folded up. It's like maybe 2 by 2 inches, and when you open it up, it is a square of snozberry brittle.
Oh. Leaf will look at it and then looks up at Grace and well, it doesn't really smile, but it gives a heartful nod.
You eat it?
Yeah, Leaf is going to South Park Canadian open up its skull and just place the whole thing, paper included, into it and then crunch it.
Excellent. So consistency-wise, it looks like peanut brittle, except it's blue, and where like the bumps are kind of like a darker, like violet, almost like black. And as you crunch it up, it does have the flavor of blueberries. It's sweet. You think that blueberries may have actually also been baked into it as you crunch into the sort of larger sort of bumps that were in it.
Wait, do I taste?
You don't taste in the
experience.
traditional sense, but you infer this information. And it's
Which one is the
basically,
difference?
it's a consistency of peanut brittle, but it has a blueberry flavor and tastes more like rock candy with bursts of blueberry in it.
I shall say, this is the taste of peanut brittle plus blueberries.
Yeah, okay. So,
Thank you. It is wonderful.
she returns the gratitude and admits that a snozberry is just something that she made up to attract people's curiosity. It's actually blueberry. That's the secret ingredients. That and love, but just a pinch.
Hey,
Hermia went
Yeah.
upstairs, by the way.
Okay.
is she sneaking or?
I mean, she didn't really announce that she was leaving. She just kind of left.
Did
So I don't
you
know if
have dinner with everybody first or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. Well, is everyone else seated or?
I assume we're all eating, yeah.
So while everyone's kind of eating, Maeve will kind of stand up she'll stand up at first and then feel awkward about standing up and just kind of slowly sit down and go, I just wanted to say something. I was hoping to have the whole group here, but that's fine. I understand as well as anybody here about that what happened to us was scary. And I think it's really easy to look at ourselves and think of what should I have done? What could I have done? If I had done this better, if I was a little faster, if I was a little smarter, if I was a little anything like that. And I just really want to tell you guys that it's easy to think of this as we're by ourselves. You know, as much as I've gotten to know all of you, including very much the people who are not here, we've all, I think, felt alone in some way. Maybe we felt alone in people who were supposed to care for us. Maybe we felt different from everyone else in some way. But we don't have to be anymore. We're all in this together. We all have a common reason to be here. And so while we're going through all of this, while we're trying to figure out our next steps and lick our wounds, just know that we're all here for each other. We don't have to be alone anymore. Or at least I feel that. And she'll nod. That's all I wanted to say.
That was beautiful,
Roz,
dear. Gracie says from the bar.
Thank you. Sorry.
Roz glances over at that comment, but then looks back to you, Maeve, and just after a moment, she, one after another, just starts to kind of tap the bottom of her tankard on the table, just continually pounding it over again, just applauding. Sure. She nods to you.
Drunk dwarf from across the tavern holds up his tankard as well and goes, "Air!" and pounds a bit as well.
Thank you. Just see how the rest of the group is reacting.
I'm just gonna give her a slight nod and a smile.
All right, that's good enough. Bliss, you with us?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for saying that, Maeve.
And Leaf, I know you don't remember, but that means you too.
Oh. Yes. I am sorry for any part in what happened that was not good.
No, that's the whole point. You don't need to be. We're not. It's not like we're, it's not like we're neglectful in what we're doing, right? It's not like we're purposely trying to do something wrong. It's not what this is. We did what we thought was the best idea in the moment, and maybe next time we're going to do something different if this comes again. But, I'll tell you what. Those guys, they didn't kill us. They made us angry.
Here, here.
I think we might need to add something to our repertoire, though. Like
What do you...
what Rosalind did when we first met up. Oh shit, get your weapons out. Maybe we need a signal for, oh shit, drop your weapon. I'm personally in favor of using, oh shit, drop your weapons. And I just kind of wink at Roz.
Roz actually kind of laughs at that. She's like, I'll kill him next time, but all right. Oh shit, drop your weapons. Fine.
When it's needed.
Roz takes a long pull from her tankard and finishes her drink before getting up. All right. Well, I'll be outside.
Do you need anything?
Check out the fight pit.
Fight pit here is actually inside.
Oh.
Can't brew it outside, I understand.
Yeah, never mind.
I mean, if you want to go outside and look around and look for somewhere to brood, please, by all means, do so.
She wants to look for somewhere she can try and practice casting Guiding Bolt and see if she can still do it. That's what she's looking for.
Oh,
Okay.
well.
Did you want to ask anyone, or you just want to go out and look?
Let's go look.
Okay.
All right, so Roz heads outside. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. What's everybody else doing?
I kind of want to go up to Grace and how much is a bag of candy?
How big of a bag are you looking for?
Let's say like 10 pieces of candy.
10 pieces of candy aren't going to fill a bag, but she reaches under the bar and brings up a small tin and seems to have like branding for the coral jug on it. It's about the height of like a Monster can, but a little bit wider. And she puts that up on the counter and says, 5 silver for the lot of it there.
And I hand her 1 gold.
Thank you much.
Keep the change. And I will take that and head up to Hermia's room.
Okay.
I'll sit next to Bliss.
Hermia, you hear a knock on your door at some point.
Yeah,
You want to open the door?
not particularly.
Is it locked, Robbie?
Is it locked, Hermia?
I mean, I would have locked it.
Gonna unlock it then.
Did you say you're going to try to unlock it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the lock if I have to.
Yeah, make
Oh
a
my
thieves
gosh!
tool. Make a thieves tool check at this
Wow,
insane invasion of
boundaries.
privacy.
Robbery's the least of my worries.
15
Yeah.
plus 5.
Doing a reverse
Yeah,
robbery.
so as you say that, Hermia, you then hear a quick sort of clicking sound, and within like 2 seconds, the door comes open, and there's Leo.
Hermia's just giving you a look. It's boundaries, dude.
But you left without saying anything.
No.
You didn't eat anything. And I hand her the tin. I hope everything's okay. I'm going to go back downstairs. There's some candy. I know you like candy.
I don't.
That's Ari.
Particularly.
You don't like candy?
I mean, I don't hate it, but I mean, thank you, I guess.
I thought you Fays loved candy.
Insight
I mean,
check.
That's
I
fair.
like
No, that's fair.
sweets. I like sweets. Like, I like cake. I like cake way better than candy. Do you have some cake?
No, I can go get you some venison burgers or a turkey burger.
Not very hungry for anything, to be honest.
It's just
I appreciate the gesture. I just need to think.
hopefully your sword's not giving you a hard time.
He hasn't said much.
When you're here to, when you need somebody to talk to, me, Maeve, or anybody else will be around. And I'll start heading out the door, and I'll try to lock it before I leave.
Easy enough to do. Maeve, you, Gliss, and Leaf are still downstairs at the table finishing off your meals.
Gliss, is there anything you wanted to look at tonight? Doesn't have to be loud. Be quiet.
I'm sorry. I mean, look at what exactly?
Enough. I just offering if there was anything you wanted to do that was just outside this tavern. You're
Oh.
really lost in your thoughts.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm okay though. I'm okay.
Do you want to go somewhere to talk about it?
Gliss straightens up. No. Actually. I think, and as she responds, she's actually like looking straight at Leaf. I think I'm just done needing help and being useless.
Well, needing help and being useless are two very different things.
They seem to be very much the same.
Do you you're not useless, Gliss. Not even remotely. But everybody needs help. Even the strongest person needs help. Something I wish I knew earlier, before I left.
That's really sweet, Maeve, and that's really kind. But if needing help leads to this, and I just kind of gesture to Leaf, then I don't want that.
What do
I
you
need to
mean?
be better.
What do you mean that leads to this? If anything, you're the reason he's alive.
I guess that's right. But I don't know if I was worth anything or good for anything. Maybe could have stopped it from, happening at all. But honestly, and Gliss starts to stand up and then you can see this, Maeve, that as I stand up, my hair starts to shorten a bit to about medium length, and it begins to darken all the way to jet black hair. And my ears stay pointy, but my skin hues into a light purple, and when I blink, my eyes are like a glassy blue, almost as if I look blind. I think that maybe this was a good thing, because then that way Leaf doesn't have to remember who I used to be.
Why would you say that? What used to be?
You smile. Someone who needed to get their shit together. I smile at her and I go to my room.
Wide-eyed, Grace looks over to you, Maeve, and goes, I could do that. It wouldn't take me 2 hours to get ready every morning.
Oh shit.
Indeed. Very talented.
Don't worry about her. She's still young. They always get a little bit up in their head about things. She'll figure it out eventually. You all seem like a very close group. I'm sure you'll work through things.
That's the hope. Leaf, do you just want to go to your room, or do you want to look outside?
You're muted.
What?
I
Talking to
feel.
Dexter.
Sorry. I feel like I should be brooding outside.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling too. I know what you mean.
That I should be brooding outside?
No, that I should be brooding outside. Do you want to brood
Oh.
together outside? We could try it out. I don't usually brood outside. Usually it looks very different. You want to give it a shot and see what it feels like? See what that's all about?
Yes. Let us brood outside.
Let's go. Let's go brood outside.
All right, we'll pop over to Rosalind first. You begin by just kind of walking the streets a bit. You're not really sure exactly what you're looking for when you think of, like, where's a safe place to try and cast some magic in a city? It takes you maybe 20, 30 minutes, and you are eventually drawn to the sound of laughter, cheering, and stone hitting brick, wood. And eventually it brings you to a dead-end alleyway. It has a building of some sort on one side and a wall leading up to one of those tall archways with a road above it. And the alleyway is about 20 feet wide, maybe 40 feet deep. And you see a group of 3 children, 2 boys, human, and 1 girl, a dwarf, who have seemed to have set up some sort of dummies, or what passes for it with their ability to create such out of the trash that they have on hand.
Fair enough.
And they each have slingshots that they're using to shoot the rocks at the dummies with varying bits of accuracy.
All right. So as Roz kind of sees that, she'll stop and just watch for a moment. They play and I presume compete with one another.
Yep. And about 2 minutes in, the 2 boys have turned and noticed you, and the girl's still sort of shooting the rock, and they haven't said anything. They look guilty, like they've just been caught doing something maybe they've been told by their parents before not to do, which is why they're out after dark doing it.
Right. Roz just kind of puts up a hand, and she puts a finger to her lips and winks to say that she won't tell.
And they reach over and kind of both at the same time pat the girl on the shoulder, and she goes, "What?" and turns around just in time to see you startling her a little bit, and with a rock already in the slingshot, lets it loose in your direction, and it misses.
Okay.
But you do hear like a smashing on the other side of the street, like it went through a window.
Ross kind of winces at that, and gives him a glance, and she's like, "Y'all might want to run."
And they take off.
Roz shakes her head and shows like, I'll deal with that if it comes up. But she looks at the dummies, which is perfect for her, what she needs.
It's
And,
more like various things that could be heads sitting on barrels. Right. Yeah.
Right. Coconut on a trash can.
They've drawn like faces on them. Like one has big eyes and like a scary like growl, and the other one's like a sad frowny face.
But no one's gonna care if it gets blown up.
If you hit.
Most likely. Yeah. That's it. All right. So at that, she is going to kind of take a moment once she feels relatively assured that someone's not about to come yell over a broken window. But she takes just a couple of breaths and kind of like pounds her chest once or twice to try and psych herself up. It's like, all right, Lorest, all right. And then she's gonna try and steady her breathing, hold her hand up, and just try to repeat what she had done yesterday or 2 days ago now in the fight. And hold her hand out towards one of them and try to cast a guiding bolt.
Roll a D100.
No.
D100.
19.
You needed a 1 through 20. So as you put your hand out and utter whatever the incantation is, or whatever it is that you need to do for the spell, you watch or you notice on your shield as the outline, the chiseled features of Avandra seem to glow and flash, just briefly. And you can see this aura beginning to manifest around your hand, and then it fades away.
And then flickers out, yeah. And she kind of grits her teeth in frustration as it flickers away instead of firing like it's supposed to. And then she pulls her hand back down for a second and just like thinks for a moment, and then she tries to go a different route about it. She starts trying to recall those moments of those opening moments of the fight where she's gone over to help somebody who needs help, living up to what she swore to do, and they betrayed her. They betrayed her friends. Everyone got hurt. It's her fault. She's furious, and she just tries to get that rage up again, which is not as potent because it's kind of being manufactured at the moment. But and she tries once again to do it.
All right. With your fists clenched, your eyes shut, imagining and trying to pull these emotions and the feelings from you. You open your eyes, ready to thrust your fist forward, and for a split second standing in front of you, you see an ASMR with silver skin, red eyes, and long blood-red hair. That
has a heart attack.
Yeah, pretty much. You kind of stumble back for a moment, almost catching your heel on a broken piece of cobblestone.
Yeah.
And you hear in your head, light. You didn't have these powers before, Exandria, sister.
No.
Something here is contributing to them. And you have broke that connection. There's a lesson to be learned from yesterday. Figure out what it is.
I get it. We lost, and that's okay. We're gonna lose. I understand. I quit, and that it hurts, but it's also okay. It was the right thing to do. I never had these powers before, and it didn't matter. I was a fine adventurer. I was capable. You know, I was.
figure out the lesson.
This is why I hate depending on other things for my strength. I hate it.
Other
Because when you need it,
things
it's
are
gone.
not the problem here.
She kicks over one of the dummies.
And you are left to brood in this alleyway for as long as you deem necessary. Maeve and Leaf, you walk outside.
Yeah.
Did you want to go
Yeah.
anywhere to brood or just brood right out here?
I think we're just walking around the perimeter at this point. We're not going anywhere special.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Leaf knows the definition of brooding, but doesn't exactly know how to brood. So it's walking around and also just trying to look for a gardenish atrium type of thing. Well, not atrium, but
Looking for something nature-y.
yeah, like a park or something.
That's fair,
something
I'll follow him.
Melora-ish.
Yep. Go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage.
Okay. It's not even the right thing.
I'll follow him.
Investigation. I'm great at those. 13.
It takes you maybe a little bit longer than what you both were planning on spending outside, but the nighttime air is cool. There's a chill breeze that's blowing through. In Maeve, there's a bit of a nostalgic feel to having that wind and the sound of just living going around. Rex and Trim was too busy for it. The buildings blocked what nature still thrives even in the city, but here it's a bit more toned down. And while you do prefer perhaps outside of the city and even back in the Pallid Grove, it's not like being in civilization, but for the briefest moment, that breeze reminds you of it. And the two of you kind of just get lost for a moment, maybe chit-chatting, maybe enjoying the silence, but eventually you do come upon a small little patch of what one could argue is a park. There's a few trees, some benches, a few bushes here and there, but what really grabs your attention is the way that this particular patch of nature here in the city seems to have a perfect view of where the Tri-Spires are. The sun is completely out of view at this point, but it's still casting that red shade of dusk across the sky. Clouds looking almost like they're burning behind it, and you see these three magnificent towers rising and stretching up into the air. Windows here and there on them, dotted with lights, some of them flickering, some of them aglow, some of them bright, and there's a lot in Rexentrim that are wonders of modern engineering and architecture, but very rarely do you see a site beyond maybe the archives of the Solstice Academy that really speak to the beauty of some of these cities the way that this view of the Tri-Spires does. While perhaps you had originally came out here to brood, can't help but have your breath taken away.
Oh. Being out here, I realize how much I miss nature. Go ahead.
Seeing this little view that we have, Leaf is just going to start kind of druid crafting vines and flowers off of those vines to kind of almost create like a portrait-esque frame for this view of the Tri-Spire. While Maeve talks to Leaf.
So,
Oh, okay.
between two of the trees, and it'll probably take you the whole time that you're talking to Maeve. And so, Maeve, as you're chatting with him, you just watch as he's creating vines sort of into the middle. And by the time you're done, if you stand in just the right way, you can see this view through this webbing almost of vines to create a frame around it.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Feels like these make me miss nature sometimes. I think there's something nice about. I used to think places that had parks like these, it was silly. Just go outside. There's something nice about being in nature without the risk of having a coyote eat your face.
Leaf agrees. Leaf. Is the risk of wolves eating your face, is that high when you're outside of a city?
It depends on where you are, truly. There were all sorts of creatures where I come from. So hunting was always something you had to learn to be able to survive. But I think I haven't really explored the whole world, so I don't really know. To be honest, I think the people sometimes you come across can be scarier.
I'm sorry about what happened. I don't know what exactly happened, and I'm sorry that best friend Gliss appears to be upset.
Gliss cares for you a lot. I think Gliss is feeling just very hurt about how things went down. We were ambushed, essentially, by some bad people. And
That is what you said.
Mm-hmm. And you had died, I suppose. You weren't responding to anything. And I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but Gliss found a way to bring you back. It was very strange. I've been leaving her alone about it because, well, she's not one to share a lot of things with the rest of us. And, I think, I don't know. I think Gliss is just not sure what to take out of this. I think in time, you'll remember her better, and that will be good. I think it's really hard right now.
I feel very lost. I'm not sure who or even what I am, but I do feel safe when I'm with all of you. I want to do something for Gliss. What does she like?
Oh, well, Gliss enjoys just doing things with you, playing. I mean, the two of you used to kind of play games with each other. Not sure if Gliss is much for flowers, but I'm sure if it's from you, she'll be happy. I'm trying to think of like things I know that Gliss usually likes, and for some reason I'm blanking, which makes me a terrible person. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mia.
Tell you what, make a history check, and Mia, based on what she rolls, you can tell her maybe what she remembers.
That'd be cool. I think she just did a. Oh, she's back. Okay. It's my history. Damn it! I always roll. I'm gonna spend an inspo. No. I'm spending an inspo. This is ridiculous. I hate this. Hold on.
4.
Oh my gosh, probably. Why'd you have to jinx it? Probably exactly what's about to happen.
Okay.
13. Okay, that's acceptable.
I think you would like the gist of it is that that Bliss loves making chaos in whatever form
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And yes, usually Leaf was the partner in crime for that, as you would remember from the Leafachu and Shadowfire battle.
I was trying to think of what to say that was what concrete thing. That's what I was struggling with, but I got it now. Leaf, do you remember how to change your form?
What do you mean?
You had 2 different types of forms. One was like stars in the sky, but you also could turn into animals.
Really?
Taking a
not
moment
wanna-
to think about it, you do recall like that you have that ability. You haven't forgotten like magics and stuff like that.
I figure I know how to do that like innately, but I don't remember doing it. So if someone told me I could, then I could
her sort of
probably try.
mentioning that, you realize,
Yeah.
oh yeah, look, there's a folder with all of my animal forms in it.
Yeah. Yes, I
Oh,
believe
weasels
I
aren't
have
very
them.
fast.
I believe that is something I'm able to do.
Good. I think if you, it can be whichever calls to you, but I think if you try to show off an animal form, I think that might be nice. Maybe
Okay.
oh my gosh, not the Leafachu. What was the one that you did that was funny? I can't think of it. I want to say wombat, but it wasn't a wombat.
Weasel?
A weasel. Try a weasel.
Just imagine Leaf heading back to Kieran's room and then just barging in as a bear.
Don't do a bear, please.
Why are you not having fun, Kieran? I'm specifically requesting it.
I speak in this form.
Rawr.
Yeah, maybe try like a weasel or something. I can't promise that Gliss is going to be happy right away. I think it'll depend. Gliss might have some feelings about it, but I think that's the closest I can think of what Gliss might like.
Understood. Are you doing okay, Mother of Dragon Maeve?
I don't know. I think there's a part of me that when I see lowness among everyone, I feel this rush to just help, to go around and check everyone's vitals, make sure they're eating and drinking, and maybe they might not smile, but at least talking or something like that. And when there's...
You act as the group's mother.
Sometimes. I'm not sure if it's always welcomed, but I suppose it's a holdover of how I used to do things, and... Right. But, when things are a little bit calmer and people are smiling again, I think I'm going to be out of it for a little bit. But I won't let that be a problem. I can handle it.
Everyone needs mothers, Maeve. Who is your mother?
In real life, she's back home.
Oh, I am sorry. That was a metaphorical mother. Not the actual one.
Um.
Just like how you are not the mother to all of us.
I'm not sure. Sometimes Roz can cheer me up. You've helped me before. I don't know if I would say I have a mother figure. I'm not sure how to answer that question.
I understand. You need a mother, metaphorically speaking. We all need mothers, Maeve.
Yeah, we do.
Someone who will take care of us when we have our lowness.
Yeah, it's true.
I shall assist and do what I can to become Mother Leaf for Mother of Dragon Maeve.
She blinks and just chuckles. You know what? I dub thee Leaf, metaphorical mother of Maeve, mother of dragon.
Leaf seems satisfied.
Two of you spend as much time as you need to here before eventually making your way back to the inn.
Actually,
one.
I'm going to
yes.
say, when Maeve seems like she's probably going to leave, Leaf is going to say, I believe I shall stay here a bit longer.
Very well. I'll see you tomorrow, Leaf.
See you tomorrow. And after she leaves, Leaf is just going to spend 8 hours ritually casting plant growth to create just this verdant grove inside this small would-be park, allowing it to make lots and lots of fruit over the course of a year.
All right, so here's the question I'm going to ask. Are you keeping the plant growth within sort of the area that it seems to be in, or are you wanting it to also grow out of that and into the rest of the surrounding city here?
Not the rest of the surrounding city, but probably where like the park begins and the city ends. There's probably like a good 3 or 4 feet where the plant growth is.
So you're not trying to cause chaos, right?
No.
Okay. All right, that's fine. All right, so you spend the night there. You probably aren't going to get a long rest then if you are ritually casting this for 8 hours.
That's fine.
All right. Everyone else eventually finds their way back to their rooms and to their beds. Was there anything else anyone wanted to do before night takes them?
Nope.
With that, Leo.
That's not a good sound.
You are awakened at some point in the night by a voice. Leo Yaris would smile. Roused from your slumber.
Who is it now?
Roused from your slumber, you turn to look and you see a tall, 7, 8 foot, slender, imposing figure. Long, matted strands of hair from his head falling down his back and to his sides. There isn't much light in the room, even coming through the window from the moon. But you can tell that this individual has no eyes, has stitching across the mouth, and you immediately recognize who it is. Plague of Eyes is visiting you. The leader of the pack. Father of the Grudge Hounds. There's more of Leo Sr. and Hana in you still than you care to admit. I see that bloodlust, the rage, the pain. It's the first thing I've seen every time one of my eyes has looked within you. The same feelings I had as a mortal, which makes it strange that they see you as they do. but they've always been drawn to the flawed. The more appalling a person's past, the better. Turning a monster into a hero, that's how legends are born. But we both know, Leo, you can't teach a rabid wolf new tricks.
What's your point of all this, then?
You're going to be my biggest asset. My fox in the hen house, if you will. One by one, you will get all of them killed for me. But in the meantime, I'll still be stacking as much of the deck in my favor as I can. Thanks to all of you. Farewell, Grudge Chief. He vanishes.
Leo just kind of sits there, pondering, thinking to himself what that actually meant.
You think that you would be able to find rest again after that?
Have I already slept for about 4 hours?
Fair enough. Yep.
I probably
Yeah,
wouldn't.
yeah,
Okay.
elves.
The rest of the night passes, and morning comes the next day, and all of you are roused from sleep at your own time. There's no necessary reason to get up early or not, so whenever you feel you would be down for breakfast, breakfast is waiting for you.
I'll be down.
Probably be the
Same.
first one down.
All right,
Ross
the
comes
day
down
is yours,
about
second
7.
chances.
Well, how did you both sleep?
Fine.
Uh, kind of okay, but I was interrupted by one of our acquaintances.
Wait, someone come into your room?
I don't like how Kaylin visited you, but it was and in your head you hear Plague of Eyes. And I kind of give her the look like, I don't know what to do about this.
Her eyes just widen.
Rosalind glances between the two of you. All right, fine, I get it.
Oh, I fucking messaged to her too, the Plague of Eyes.
How he just appeared in your room?
Yeah.
Does it
And
make sense he appeared before us all? 4.
Still, what did he want?
he didn't want anything. He just says that I'm going to end up killing you guys somehow.
What? Why does he think that? Did he try to make a deal
No
with you or
idea.
something?
No, and I wouldn't have accepted it if he did.
Fair enough. Well, you haven't really done anything that would lead me to believe you're gonna kill us, so I'm gonna go with fuck him.
Well, there's not much we can really do about it anyway. But I suppose we'll need to keep watch if he's trying to do this with all of us. Maybe he's trying to make us distrust each other.
That's why I'm trying to be upfront with you guys as soon as possible. So, if
Appreciate that.
he comes to you guys, let's all try to be honest with each other about this.
That's all we
Righto.
have.
All right. Well, to the point of honesty, I suppose. I told Zana this yesterday, but I can't do my magic.
Oh,
Any of it.
Ross.
You can still swing a sword, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's all that matters.
It's really not. The healing, the extra armor, it's all, none of it works.
I can't do magic either.
Well,
All I have is stabby, stabby, and hidey. Like,
Well, I don't know if you've seen me, Leo, but Heidi is not happening.
well, hold on. Do you want to talk this through?
I mean, I spent half the night trying to figure it out last night, but
How
something's wrong. I don't know what.
how did the magic come to you in the first place? voice? You said you didn't have it before you came here, right?
Nope.
I'm so
I
sorry.
don't think I like that the evil music's playing at Robbie.
Whoops. Sorry. When I change
That's
songs,
concerning.
when I
The big
change
bad.
songs, if it's set to repeat one and I change songs, it assumes
yeah.
I no longer want to
Right.
repeat the one.
Yeah.
My
Don't lie.
apologies.
You gotta kill Roz. It's her.
The Plague of
She's
Eyes
evil.
is coming.
It's her all along.
Callie, I'm so sorry to break
Yeah.
character. Did you tell when you were kind of doing your whole of when you're trying to figure out your religion stuff? Did you tell
Yes.
Maeve about? Okay,
Yeah, that she didn't have magic before she came here.
no, that you believe it's from
Oh, that I believe it's from her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I told her.
Amora, right?
Avandra.
Avandra. I had that first in my head. Avandra. Sorry, names. You said it before that that you were able to figure out that your magic is from Avandra, somewhat like my magic is from the Moonweaver. Not quite the same, but
I mean, I think so. It's the only thing that seems to have changed since I got here.
Let me think.
I got my connection with Light, but she was very upfront about saying it wasn't her.
Have you talked to Light about this? Is there anything else that's different?
Yeah, I don't know what else is different, but she said it's a problem with me.
When you pull that power, what happens within you? Where's it pulled from?
I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I've always been just, my family all had something really special about them. They were amazing. Sorceress blood in some of them, blessed by Timora, tied to beings of planes I couldn't even fathom. Incredible mages, daring thieves. And then there was my Aunt Sin. And Aunt Sin was like me. She was big, tough, and that's really all. And it was cool because she was the only one that was like me.
Not just big and tall, but your strength of will.
Yeah. That's what I had. That was what set me apart from the other trainees and even from my family sometimes is they'd knock me down and I'd get back up. I didn't mind getting punched. I could handle it. Austin taught me that.
You could always get back up, no matter
yeah.
what faced you.
Yep.
No matter the challenge, you wouldn't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you came over in this world, you didn't lie down and weep. You picked up your sword and you fought.
Yeah.
And so that's how you always live. It's your identity.
That is me. Till now.
Till now.
Now I'm someone who quits. And I don't know what that means.
We haven't quit, though. We still have our mission.
I know. But I did. I had an enemy stand in front of my face, and I threw down my sword and shield.
And that was quitting to you?
Yeah. And it's not that I regret doing it that's got me fucked up. It's that I would do it again. I would do it 100 of 100 times. And now I don't know who I am anymore, what that means.
That means you know when the deck is stacked against you. I should have laid down my arms before throwing that dagger like a dumbass.
Means you know when it's worth saving a friend. You stopped because Gliss was in danger.
A tear drops down her cheek as she nods. Yeah.
Maybe you're looking at this all wrong. Instead of quitting, you saved her life.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't believe in me anymore. Or maybe I don't.
Or maybe
Well.
she's waiting for you to believe in yourself again.
Oh, snap.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We're wasting time. We have your sister to find. Triv. Sorry, she would actually stumble there. And Aunt and Triv.
I mean, you can
And-
call her on Triv. She'd be thrilled to hear that one.
She's not my aunt, and she was not thrilled last time.
The door to the coral jug swings open, and you see Zana in mirror form come in. Looking around, who all's down here right now? Leo, Roz, Maeve.
Yeah, who else is here?
Leaf is not.
Correct. Kieran and Hermia, are you upstairs in your room still?
Gliss says that she's walking down now.
Oh, okay. So,
I'm not sure
not
about
that
Hermia.
Zana would know. You know what? Hold on. Let me see here. Not that Zana would know. So she walks over past all of you saying, I found some of the places we need to go, so get ready. And then asks Gracie, could I have a thing of water? Pours it to her and hands it to her, and you watch as Zana walks upstairs. As you wait in silence for a couple minutes. Hermia, are you still in bed?
No,
You're not? Where are you?
outside.
You're outside. Doing what?
It's just like hanging out.
Okay,
Waiting
so
for everyone to be ready.
you were sitting outside waiting?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Then that doesn't happen because she would have saw you. So she comes in and says that she knows where things are. So someone get Gliss up. Hermia's outside, and Leaf.
Leaf was,
I know where he's at. You just have to see it for yourself. And she walks back outside.
Where do you even stay at night?
Outside
have-
now.
I will never know the answer to that, will I?
No.
She
Raza.
probably never sleeps either, so I wonder what kind of drugs she's on.
I didn't realize Leaf never came back to the room. He was focused
yeah,
on something.
Gliss, you could insight. What exactly are you looking for?
Just like cold reading any information as to where the fuck she's been doing.
Make an insight check then.
12.
She looks driven, motivated, like she's on a job. She mentions that
And-
she has, information on some of the places they need to go, so you assume she was scouting or doing recon work.
And she didn't recognize me at all.
Not with a
I smile
4
inside.
plus. What her plus is. With an 8, nope. No, you know what? I'll spend an inspo on it. How about that?
What? Let me
No.
feel cool.
No, there we go. As she's about to walk back out, she stops and then turns and looks at you back over her shoulder, and she rolls her eyes and walks back outside.
Wow.
Roz just glances at Leo and Maeve and is like, thanks.
Of course.
I'll figure it out.
Don't even
Who's here to talk?
stress.
And she'll head outside as well.
Just look to Leo and nod. You ready?
Yeah, let's go find my sister.
So as you all head outside and walk up the street a few blocks, Maeve, where you were expecting the small park, you now see that it has transformed quite a bit. Instead of just a few trees, a couple benches, and some bushes, there are now several trees. Vines growing from one to the other, stretching up across the street to the houses and settlements alongside of them. There is moss and ivy growing along walls, across the eaves and trusses. None of it impeding anything. There's no danger to foot traffic. The view to the tri-spires is still perfect. But it now, instead of just being this small little square of nature in the center of stone and civilization, this entire block and crossroads has been turned into this unique marriage of civilization and nature. And there's people outside looking around just in awe. There's a couple of them, like old ornery folk, that seem to be like annoyed by it and are trying to like pull stuff down, but by and large most people are just completely enamored and in awe of the beauty and now uniqueness that their little corner of Zadash is. There are kids picking strawberries from one bush, people beginning to sort of like find and harvest crops out of them that they're like, how is this even possible? And standing in the center of all of it, just watching everyone who seems to be oblivious to his presence for some reason, is Leaf.
I will also add, there is one grand topiary that is a basically like a carved hedge that depicts Gliss's deck box, and from a tree next to it there appears to be a hand outstretching down towards it.
Oh, shit.
And you see this, Gliss. All of you do.
Leaf, you were busy last night.
This was not here when I was out last night.
No, it wasn't. We were here together last night, and he stayed behind and did some yard work, as it would seem.
Yeah, hey, Leaf, I'm just going to tell you, if the adventuring thing doesn't work out, like, you're going to be fine.
You can be gardener.
What inspired you for the topiary?
Oh, hello. It was something deep in my random access memory banks. I don't know.
Huh.
It looks like
I have a
box that Kieran used the other night.
It does.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
How do you know my name?
What?
Leaf?
Leaf?
Yes, I am Leaf.
Did you remember less all of a sudden?
I'm sorry, do I know you?
What?
Leaf, we talked last night. Do you not remember any of that?
You see Leaf's little face, the arcane runes on its face kind of dim out, glow a series of lights, a yellow, a green, a purple, and then goes back to green. Oh, yes, sorry, Maeve, Mother of Dragons. I just had a late night. I am sorry.
That's fine. I think you require sleep to solidify your memories.
Yes, I agree. Sorry, I just had a lot on my hard drive.
I can see that. Like Ross said, and I looked at Gliss, topiary kind of reminds me of what Gliss uses.
So the whole walk there, Gliss was trying to have this like steely, like, I'm an adult now, and I'm like Zana and mature and all these things, and I can do it. And then just seeing the thing, like you can see like just the widened eyes, and then the like trying to stifle that reaction. Sorry, me as the player, I'm still reeling. That looks that's very impressive, Leaf.
Thank you. Do you like it, best friend Gliss?
I do. Thank you.
Just impressive, Gliss. That's fucking amazing.
No, yeah, it's very good. It's very good.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm impressed.
Leaf, make a
Well-
wisdom check with advantage.
Advantage. Huzzah! 23.
Not bad. That's not bad. You get a flash of memory. See yourself and not Gliss, but you recognize in the memory that it is Gliss. The two of you are sitting in a holding cell of some kind, and you ask him, should we engage in deception? And then it flashes again, and you see the two of you in a smaller city, on the outskirts somewhere. Once again, you see a different person, a young girl that you don't recognize, and yet you do. It's Gliss. Yeah, his name is George. I am curious. And it flashes again and again, and you keep seeing these short little memories of your time with Kieran. It isn't fully back yet. There's still gaps, but you remembered a lot more of what you lost.
Leaf is just going to look at Kieran and say, shall we go engage in deception now?
Leaf.
I feel like everyone perks up at that.
Yeah.
So Bliss like bows down her head and just to reiterate for I think because I only showed it to Maeve and Leaf, she looks like a drow now, black hair and everything, hides her face and her hair and just is like trying to wipe away the tears. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, Leaf. Why don't we go do that?
Okay, but please be aware that it appears you are leaking.
Yeah, we do that sometimes.
I think that's happy leaking, Leaf.
It is very odd. Make sure to... I shall run diagnostics to ensure that your fluids are up to optimal levels.
I think I'm okay. I don't
Leaf walks up to Gliss and is
Okay.
2 inches away and just starts... You just see these like little lines going from its eyes, quote unquote, just doing scanning stuff.
Zana kind of coughs. So I know where Bale's Ale and Bale is. If we'd like to make our way in that direction, perhaps the deception can wait till later.
Making
yes.
our way.
Let's do that.
We can do that. Let's
Thank you, Zana.
celebrating a moment.
And so she heads off, leading all of you along with her. And it's actually not too far. It's a few blocks further. Takes about maybe 10 minutes through the hustle and bustle of the early morning. But eventually you do come to a building that has sort of a fuchsia exterior, built into sort of like a modular building, with some attractive sort of halfling scrimshaw hanging by the door. And it says outside, next to this sign that seems to be printed on like half of a barrel that was sawed in half, Bale's Ale and Bale Tavern and Inn. Heading inside, the inside is pretty unkept. Despite that, it does have some pretty pleasing decor and furnishings. And there is a shifter bouncer who is just inside, tabaxi, just inside the door, a little bit more heavy set, who is probably supposed to be keeping an eye out, but is asleep at like 10 in the morning.
Awesome. Just walk past him, I guess.
Sure do.
Yeah, okay, great.
Let's go. This early in the morning.
Yep, there are a few people down having breakfast, though. You see a halfling is behind the bar, and as you walk up closer, behind the bar is actually quite a bit higher than where you were all standing, so that way, you know, he can see up over the edge of the bar, basically. And as you walk up, he goes, "What can I get for you folks today?"
Looks to Leo.
First to Leo.
I was told an associate of mine named Helzana would be here.
Who?
Helzana?
Oh, Helesna. Okay. Yeah, I have something for a brother of hers, but she asked me to tell you to prove it.
There we go. I'm just gonna back
I just
away.
pull out the letter, and it's like, here's the letter she gave me. Is that proof enough, or do I have to?
No, it is. No, this is definitely proof enough that maybe you killed the real Leo and took it off of him.
God.
Family heirloom or something?
Family heirlooms can be robbed from crypts, lady.
Did she tell you I'd have a tattoo, and I pull my shirt down?
That'll do. And he takes a letter out and hands it to you.
Oh, there we go. Share a secret or something.
Open it up and read it.
This is not written in her handwriting, which you recognize. But it does say nightly nip on it. And then in quotations, we're not on the list, but we have many gifts.
Cant or something?
Can I use Cant to decipher that?
Sure. Make an intelligence roll at advantage.
It's an advantage. One was a 2 and one was an 18 plus 1. Or no, plus 3.
Okay. You're not sure what the nightly nip is, but you assume that it's probably a location, and this is a passphrase to get inside. And Gliss, have you ever been with Leo when he went to see? I don't think you've ever met Helesna. No, I don't think you have.
No, I remember because I remember pissing off Triv.
Yeah, it was me, Leo, and Kieran who went
All right,
that
fair
one
enough.
time.
Then yes, you have seen Helesna.
Okay.
Okay, barkeep, where's the nightly nip?
Nightly nip is if you go up to the edge of the Pentamarket on the east side, and just keep walking straight, especially after hours when it gets dark, you cannot miss it.
I put 5 gold on the counter, and it's like,
Oh,
thank you
thank
for your
you.
services.
Yep, he takes it.
All
Guess
right.
we're going to the nightly nip.
Sounds good. So to the Pentamarket then?
Yep.
All right. Look, Tizana, do you know where the Pentamarket is?
Yes. It is the giant market in the center of town.
Okay, well, how would I have known that?
It also has 5 different sides.
That's where Penta comes
I
from.
guess that makes sense. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, guess we'll go there then.
So she leads you in that direction. It's definitely a bit more of a walk at this point. Katie, were you gonna head off to bed early?
Yeah, I need to lay down.
Okay, that's fine.
Are you okay, Katie?
Yeah, I just feel really tired all of a sudden.
Okay.
Oh,
We love you, Katie.
have a good night.
Sleep
We
well.
didn't make you tired. Sorry.
Night.
Chads
No, it's
love
not
you
your
too.
fault. Yeah.
So you all head to the Pentamarket. It is basically the bustling heart of commerce, a massive bazaar that rests at the junction of the city's 5 main roads. Here, all manner of guilds and shops, businesses provide both wares and lodging for droves of weary travelers. During many calendar holidays, this region of the city is flamboyantly decorated, and music and games fill the streets surrounding the Crafter's Temple, the Hearth of the Allhammer, and the massive gladiatorial arena known as the Victory Pit. It reminds you, Roz, a lot of the Center Stage Bazaar back home in the middle.
Yeah.
But you do see, even as you're entering, it's basically like a sea of a flea market, essentially. Most of the tents and wares and things that are being sold in the center of it are temporary in some ways. A lot like going to Renfest. The outer edge of it is where more permanent structures and shops are set up. Everybody go ahead and roll a perception check for me. All of you can see across the way the large building that is the Victory Pit that serves as a coliseum here. You all know what a coliseum is, so just looking at it, it's pretty easy to spot and decipher exactly what that is.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
I rolled
and I'm sorry for this, but the moment Roz sees this Coliseum in the center, wherever we're going, she breaks off and just starts walking toward it like a fly to a bug zapper.
Yep.
Roz!
Yep. As you all take off after her, Leo, off to the far left, you see kind of halfway hidden behind a large banner, you see the words "The Involton."
I take note of where they're heading, and then I'm gonna go look what that Involton looks like fully.
Yeah, so moving a little bit to get a better look, you see the full name of the Invulnerable Vagrant. It seems to be a shop.
Who has the...
I assume you left it back locked up in your room and you're not carrying a chest around with you.
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
to go back.
How far away is the party from me at this point?
Getting a look
Listen.
on it, you didn't lose them yet, so you can get caught back up with them, but by the time everyone gets caught up with Roz, she's standing out front of the Victory Pit.
You're within 100 feet, if that's what you're asking.
Well, yeah, I was gonna message one of them. It's like, I found the vulnerable vagrant.
Oh, great. We'll need to head back to grab that at some point. Roz is enamored by a coliseum.
Yeah, so as you are standing in front of it, located basically right in the center of the Pentamarket, this 2-leveled circular arena and forum-like stone structure is more than just a fighting pit. This is a coliseum, Roz. You have not seen anything like this before.
Yeah, I assume not.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
standing outside of it now,
She
what would
goes
you like to do?
inside.
Yeah.
She goes inside.
So heading inside, people, I don't know if they're trying to necessarily stop you, just letting you go at this point. But heading inside into sort of the waiting area here, there is a large sort of front desk with a woman sitting behind it. And then there are a set of stairs on the far left and the far right that go up. And then there is a door just behind her with sort of like a curtain with stairs that are going down. It seems to be pretty empty right now.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Behind the desk, you see a human woman who looks up. Yes, can I help you?
I'm sorry. Can I Do you mind if I just go look inside? She points up towards the Coliseum itself.
First
the actual
time
stadium.
in Zadash, I assume.
She nods.
Go ahead.
She very quickly moves over and ascends the stairs to look down into this Coliseum.
Yeah, so it's like a 5-minute climb up these winding stairs that eventually opens up into the seating here, and it is a massive, like, football field sized stadium. Empty right now. Looking around, there's a few people, it looks like, maybe like cleaning up or like sweeping up or something like that. But down in the pit itself, you see scorch marks on the ground. There are large gashes. There are dark spots that were probably entrails of something or many somebodies. And several doors to the east, south, and west. East, south, west, north. That you assume things come out of.
Yeah, got it. She nods and just takes kind of a long moment to like take it in because, like you say, nothing like this back home. She nods and eventually just is anyone else with her?
Did anybody follow her up?
Yeah, I would have followed unless there's like a whole group, but I would have followed, I think.
Maeve's there with you.
Something flickers on her face, but she doesn't say anything. She just nods and looks at you. I'm sorry. Nothing like this back home.
Yeah, this is quite grand. I have never seen anything like. I don't think I have. I've never seen anything quite like this before.
If you don't think that you would have came in here during your first visit through, then
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
How many?
Let me change what I.
You probably wouldn't have stayed for very long since you were with a troop that was basically heading up to Rexentrim. So no, you probably didn't have a chance to see it.
Yeah. No, I didn't get an opportunity to see this place.
How many people do you think can sit in here? 10,000? 20?
At least. It would be quite the crowd. You like that, huh? When everyone's eyes on you?
Yeah. Maybe. It's... She seems to nod and then starts heading back down the stairs. Come on, let's go catch up.
Yes. Leo found the owner of our mysterious chest, so...
Oh, that's good.
Yes. Just need to run over there and carry it all the way over here, I suppose.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get that up. Sorry for the diversion.
You seem a little more like yourself today.
That's good. She nods.
So as you rejoin the group, where was it exactly that you're going? I will also note, too, that in the Pentamarket, all of you would notice the familiar architecture. Well, not exactly the same. Built off the western edge of the Pentamarket, you see the Library of the Cobalt Soul here. It's tall, sort of tapering tower that curves up at the top into a dome-like pinnacle, which matches some of the aesthetic choices of the one in Rexentrim. Flanking the sides of this tower are 3 smaller spires, and the stonework of the main tower has this smooth, concrete-looking texture. In the morning sunlight right now, which it would be, the tower shines brightly and reveals intricate carvings on the various tiers that spiral down the tower.
I didn't stop here, right? At the library?
You probably would have spent the night in Zadash and then moved on, so you would have had a chance
to
visit here.
Yeah. Didn't get a chance to go to this particular Cobalt Soul library, but, well.
Maeve needs to get another nerd to fall in love with her.
Yeah, apparently she just collects them at this point. Jeez. There's gonna be a monk in every Cobalt Soul.
I mean, Lesna can wait a little bit longer. We can finish up the invulnerable vagrant stuff if you wanted to check out the library while like me and Roz go back and grab the chess.
I mean, it's really not a big deal. I don't have anything right now at the top of my head I can think of to look up, and that's usually what they prefer. Unless I want to make myself known and they want to interview me for 3 hours, like every Cobalt Soul monk seems to want to do.
Although, in fairness, there was just another group of Pallet Elves apparently that was here.
Oh, that's true. Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm not
Maybe
special
one
anymore.
of those
You're still
scholars.
special.
I'm teasing. What'd you say?
Maybe one of those scholars were added. What's her name's body count?
Probably.
Uh,
Probably.
While Leo and Maeve are talking, Roz is gonna nudge Gliss and just like kind of separate away from the group just a little bit so like, she can whisper something to her. She like leans down and motions back to the Coliseum. You're never allowed to repeat what I'm about to say to you.
Okay.
Can you help me break into there tonight?
There's a hitch of breath, and you can see a smile about to break out. And then she breathes and swallows it. Would this help out with Helesna or with our mission?
I don't know, but it would help me.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
As you rejoin the Roz, as you rejoin the group, Roz, Zana looks at you and just gives you a little eye roll.
She shrugs.
So, where would you all like to go first?
A
I
nightly nip, think, right?
I will say, Leo, that knowing the information that you do right now, chances are the nightly nip isn't going to be operational this early in the morning.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a brothel of some kind.
So you would probably have to wait till later in the evening or night.
So we have some time to burn, unless you guys want to go watch some dancers get ready.
So if you want to just time skip to the evening, we can, or if there's anything else you'd like to do in the interim, we can as well.
Should we do the chest thing?
I think we should do the
Let's
chest.
do
Yeah, let's just turn the chest.
Let's get that done. Let's get that out of our hands.
Yes, Kieran?
Sent you a thing.
I sent you a thing. Leaf will say, I don't know. I think we should not go to the invulnerable vagrant at all. We should just keep that stuff and never go in that store
All right.
ever.
So, Kieran,
Patreon.
are you going to let people know that you're leaving, or are you going to sneak away?
What would Zana do? She wouldn't say shit. I'm not going to say anything.
Oh my god.
All right,
secrets.
go ahead and make a stealth check. And everyone, let me know what your passive perceptions are.
Okay, I'm
Garbage.
taking a picture of this.
Yeah, right.
No, I swear to God.
There it is.
A natural 1 and a natural 20.
That's
Nice.
disadvantage.
For 22. Wait, why am I at disadvantage?
Why are you rolling
Because-
2?
Go. No. I'm using my inspiration. that I
Oh,
got.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm going to use 10 inspirations to give you disadvantage.
I don't think that's how that works. But no, I have a 19, so
An 18.
20.
So, Kieran is with you as everyone goes back to grab the chest and heads to the invulnerable vagrant. And at some point, when you get there, he's no longer with you. But you come up to the invulnerable vagrant. It is a large building of ebony-stained wood with green gold velvet hanging on the outside. Looks to be brand new, completely untouched by the elements. The paint looks freshly dried. The velvet neatly pressed and hung. There are slits of glass on each of the double doors of the entrance, revealing a warm, lit interior glowing from the inside out. Above these doors, carved delicately into a wood placard, the name of the establishment, the Invulnerable Vagrant. As you all enter inside, the interior of the building is warm, welcoming, and well lit by golden lanterns that flow in the air just out of reach of most of you. They turn, bounce, and dip like they're playing out a dance number. These slowly gyrating lanterns contain candles within them, which flicker together in unison as though a gentle wind is blowing over the flames. The inside of the chamber has a long table with a few small books laid out, and on a velvet raised platform, a long rapier, jeweled and gorgeous, sits. In the back wall, there's a shelf filled with many books, and in front of this shelf, a desk. Glass cases on the far end of the room, all around. And standing behind the counter, you see a large Urbolg character with a rosy red nose, wearing a simple green tunic. He's got a bit of a belly that's hanging out over the belt that's around there, and shaggy hair. Nobody else seems to be in the shop right now, but as you enter, he looks up and goes, "Oh, hi there, and welcome to the Invulnerable Vagrant. My name's Pumat Sol. What can I help you with today?"
Have you had a break-in recently?
No, break into the store. No, we have the latest in magical security. We'll say, but actually, I'll give me a second here. And you watch as he turns around and opens up a curtain and yells into the back, going, "Hey, Pumat! Didn't we lose something in a shipment the other day?" And you hear some sounds coming from the back, and then eventually, a few seconds later, you see an identical Pumat Sol walk out and goes, "Oh, visitors! Welcome in. I'm Pumat Sol. I'm sure you've already met Pumat Sol here. Yeah, no, we had a chest that was being delivered. Bandits or something, I guess. We kind of wrote it off. Is that it? Did you find our stuff?" And he just kind of points over towards Maeve holding the chest.
Yes, actually. I'm sorry, are you two twins with the same name?
Oh, no, we get that a lot. Pumat, could you go get Pumat Prime? He's gonna love that we find that this was returned. This is a great service you did for us. And the first one
Pumat
heads
Prime?
The first one heads back into the back room.
What?
Yeah, sorry. There's three of us, but four of us total. Pumat Prime is the Prime Pumat, and we're all simulacrums of him. So Pumat Prime and the Pumats here at the Invulnerable Vagrant. It's a pleasure to meet and make all of your acquaintances.
Pleasure likewise. We'd get a lot done if we could copy ourselves like this.
That's the benefit of it. Yeah, for sure.
I see.
Yeah.
Where can I put this?
Oh, yeah, sure. 1 second. And he comes out from behind and takes it out of your hands and goes, "Really, we appreciate this so much. In fact, you know what? I bet we can probably work out some sort of like discount or something for you here if you wanted to check around, see any of our wares, or pick anything up today." And you watch as two more Pumats come back out. They did find it. This is... Well, first of all, I am Pumat Prime. It's nice to meet all of you. Welcome to the Invulnerable Vagrant.
Roz puts a hand up.
Yes?
Were you Pumat Prime before the other three Pumats existed, or was that a change afterwards?
Well, once we had the other Pumats, we needed a way to sort of tell us apart, so they just started to affectionately refer to me as Pumat Prime, since I'm the Prime Pumat.
Just checking.
Fair enough.
And the one takes the chest in the back. Did we get their names? Did we ask? Did we do proper introductions? Oh, Pumat Prime. Where are my manners? Respectfully. So you've met. We're the Pumats. Well, what are your names? You seem to be. I mean, look, we get a few coming in here every now and then, but I feel like I know an adventuring group when I see one. So your designations and your group name, if you please, so we can thank you properly.
We are the Second Chances. I am Maeve.
Leo?
I'm Roz. And this is... God damn it! Where'd Gliss go?
Remember Nicholas, who's not here.
I am known as Leaf.
Oh, and you watch the two Pumats are out here kind of just sort of realizing and registering you, Leaf. Both of them just goes, "Oh."
Oh.
An automaton with, and they kind of look at each other, with self-awareness? It seems to be. All right. But respectfully, we don't mean to stare, but we'd love a chance to chat with you and maybe take a look at what you got going on here. Where is it you're from?
I don't know.
Leaf has been having some problems with memory lately.
Well, I mean, I'm not too practiced in the way of automatons or automatons in general, but we know a thing or two about the arcane and magic, so we could maybe take a look at them if you want.
Real quick, Robbie.
It's the least we could do with bringing our chest back here to us.
Is Leaf familiar with the term aormaton?
Yes. You wouldn't consider yourself one because you weren't made in Aor, as far as you are aware, even prior to your memory loss.
Okay.
But you understand what the term is. At that moment, the door opens behind you as another Pumat soul walks in. He has a basket under his arm. He goes, all right, they were out of the bran muffins, Pumat Prime, but... Oh, I didn't realize that we had company. There's probably enough to go around, but we have to cut our portions down. And Pumat Prime goes, Pumat, these are our friends, the Second Chances. Maeve, Roz, Leo, Leaf, Hermia. Sorry, we didn't get your name, miss. And Zana's kind of over in the corner, just kind of looking around and turns. Zana. That's Zana, and they have another one named Gliss, apparently, but seems like maybe they get up to trouble sometimes.
Roz just nods.
You're
sagely.
all welcome to Muffins, and he holds out this basket that has 24 muffins in it.
Leaf will just take a muffin and hold it.
Roz will take a muffin. She's having a little sensory overload here. This is a lot.
Yep. And eventually the other Pumats come back out, and there are now currently 4 Pumats here. And Prime's like, all right, we don't need to crowd them. We don't need all of us out here. We got some work to do. So I'm going to go do what I was doing. Pumat and Pumat, why don't you go check the inventory in the chest, and Pumat, you go ahead and help out our friends here. And Mr. Leaf, if you'd like us to potentially, take a look at the inner workings and goings on, if that's something you're comfortable with, we don't mind. You just let us know.
When he says that, when he gives those instructions, Roz just looks around to see if they understood what that meant.
Yeah, and
if there's any confusion about who goes where.
No, each of them seem to go exactly where they're supposed to. He heads back, the other 2 follow him, and the one with the muffins set the muffins down and comes up behind the desk and goes, all right, well, what can we help you with?
That is so impressive.
Roz just eats her muffin very quietly.
They're fascinating. Maeve is very fascinated right now.
I don't think our coffers are really full of money at the moment, so
No,
I
we're
don't know
pretty
if
poor.
we can buy anything.
Like Pumat Prime had said, we can, talk about, you did us a service here, bringing our stuff back to us, so, we could look at giving you a bit of a discount, but, I mean, if you're not looking for anything, you're not looking for anything. I don't want to pressure you into a sale or anything, but, if you have a budget, I can maybe, let you know what we have here that might be of interest to you.
How are we looking on healing potions, Maeve?
I mean, I can make some more, but we can always...
Oh,
I've still got a bunch of lotion potions.
And herbalist all in one. That's very impressive, Maeve. Color me impressed.
Thank you.
Although...
Yes.
Are you from the Pallid Grove? Are you a Pallid Elf?
Yes.